Hi, my name is Franz J. Heidinger. I'm a lawyer linguist pioneer. In this unit, I would like to tell you something about legal languages. In my humble opinion, legal languages are something very, very special. I always compare them to a bird of paradise. So special that they're really, really different. Okay, let me try to explain what I mean by that. When we look at languages, I always try the comparison between languages and birds. When we look at an ordinary language, a plain language, we could compare it to, let's say, a pigeon. Okay, an ordinary pigeon to describe a beautiful language. However, sometimes when a language serves a special purpose, when it's a specialized language, we could compare this to a colorful bird, let's say a robin, for example. But when we're talking about legal languages, in my opinion, I think we should compare it to a bird of paradise. Now, let me give you an explanation why this is the case. One of the founders of linguistics, the Swiss Professor Ferdinand de Saussure, introduced us to the idea of how languages work, how they function. He introduced us to the idea that every object, such as, for example, a book, the object that we describe is linked to the term that we use to describe that object. He speaks of a signifier and the signified. The signified is the thing, the signifier is the name that we use to describe this. So when we go from one language to another, all we have to do is replace a signifier, replace the label, replace the name from one language to another, and then we can easily communicate. So instead of calling this a book in English, we can call it a Buch in German or a livre in French. That's how languages work. But is this also true for specialized languages? The quick answer is yes, it's also true for specialized languages. When we think of, let's say, the medical language, we could say a heart attack is the same thing that we describe by using different labels in different languages. But what about the legal system? Well, surprisingly, with legal languages, things don't work like that because we're never talking about the same thing. Over centuries, certain concepts are being developed, certain names are being used to describe complicated, sophisticated legal concepts, and this is what makes it so difficult to speak about one legal system or a concept of one legal system and using a foreign language because things don't fit. If you're interested in learning more about this, I would like to invite you to check out my 7 propositions. Proposition 1 will give you more detail on this project. Please click the link or scan the QR code to learn more about this.